Okay, we're going to go ahead and step into this presentation. So again, what are we going to do? We're going to talk about using extreme backlinks and the auto identification of leads that we can contact instantly through the backlinks. Okay, even if they don't come to your website. And we're going to use those two explosive processes to help you build a huge list and get you sales faster than ever before. So let's start at the beginning and walk our way forward. So these backlinks, as powerful as they are, they're going to promote your website directly. They're going to add their own visitors to your new email list. That means visitors who don't even make it to your website. Maybe they land on one of the super affiliate sites and then they meander off. We're going to try to capture them. We're going to capture a portion of them and we're going to add them into your new email list. Okay. Now, these websites are also going to self-refresh. That's what Google wants to see, is that people attend to them on the back end. Okay. And even these websites where the visitors come and go, we're going to instantly email them on your behalf to let them know, remind them to come visit you. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's just kind of walk through some of this. In 2020, we created the strongest publicly accessible backlinking network in the nation. We tested it by selecting 700 websites spread across 80 industries in different major cities across the USA. Those websites started with very low rank and therefore very little free traffic from Google. So we backlinked all of them. We did it our way using our system. And the results? Their domain authority and page authority scores shot up on Moz. For those of you that are savvy enough to understand that, that means measuring the strength of websites to rank. Okay, so at Moz.com, you can download a free toolbar. You can install it in your browser. You can check the domain authority and the page authority on your own website, see where you stand. Okay, it's free. All right, so when you watch that authority shoot up in the air, that is a measurement of the power of your website that is invisible to the naked eye. It's good to know that number, and it's good to make it grow. You make more money as you make it grow. Okay, their keyword rankings also shot up, and we used two different services to verify it. So we had two third parties independently verify, and that's SpyFu from spyfu.com and Nightwatch from nightwatch.io. Okay, so they use different sources to aggregate the information, so we were able to cross-layer and verify that the results are clean. Okay, and these websites suddenly outranked multiple competitors of their own competitors who were outranking them. They started to overrank or outrank those competitors. Many of these guys went even from page 4 to page 1. We picked guys from page 3, 4, 5, and we started driving them up. Okay, and we did this to prove our point. And many of these guys started to get a lot more traffic. Okay, so I just want to point that out. Now, we did it for the lowest apples to apples cost offered by any of our competitors, as you'll see later. Okay. How can we do that? Well, we automated everything about the process. Most of the time, if you're paying a service that backlinks you, there's a great deal of manual work being done that isn't necessary. But because they're doing it manually, you're having to pay them for the time. And because you're paying them literally for many, many man hours rather than just a few to handle the project, then of course they have to be expensive. I mean, you're paying them for the man hours, so that's expensive. We automated everything that does not have to be done manually. That way, those things are done fast, efficiently, they're controlled quickly, they're error-free, basically, because, robots don't make mistakes that people make. We make better backlinks than the industry offers. I'll show you that later, you'll understand. We'll just walk through why. And we have a secret sauce that gives our clients an unfair advantage. We'll be covering that in this presentation as well. So how important is this? Well, the backlinking industry is a $60 billion annual industry in the US alone. The rest of the world adds up to much more. Why so serious? Because backlinks represent about 85% of how websites rank for keywords. There's a ton of money in getting your website to show up on the front page of Google, and backlinks are the most important part of getting paid. 2020 versus 2021 change. I want to get back to our system for a minute. By October of 2020, we started to test a new dimension. That's contacting leads who visit any of the backlinking sites. This is huge because the people visiting your backlinks who don't continue onto your website are lost leads. But capturing them and contacting them, hey, that gives you 10 to 40 times as many leads automatically. In other words, we're just plugging a hole that was always there with a huge leak. Okay? And most people don't ever do that. No backlinking service focuses on that. They create backlinks to try getting people to visit your website. And a lot more people visit those pages than click through to your website, but they don't deal with that. And we're doing that. Come October 2020, we got very serious about it. Okay, so before we continue, a quick word about me. Okay, hi, I'm Dave Bennett. I created the most powerful backlinking system in the nation with my team. There's several of us working together, pulled it off, couldn't have done it without them. 12 years of website marketing expertise. We've had the same crew, most of the same people working for as long as that. We're really obsessed with what we do because we're extremely good at it, and it's just been improving by leaps and bounds every passing year. Anybody who follows us knows that we just take these wild leaps forward in our growth over and over and over again. We love it. So we're at this just huge peak of performance right now for an extremely affordable cost, and it's going to benefit anyone it touches, and you'll see. As a matter of fact, we've been around and gotten big enough that if you go to an online dictionary and look up MOWG, M-O-W-G, then you'll see that the most common use of that phrase is mass optimized web page generation, and we created that. Okay, I work with clients of all sizes in any industry or profession. So whether it's a full-scale franchise, nationwide franchise, or if it's a dispatcher or an MLM program owner or an individual affiliate or somebody selling stuff through Amazon or Shopify, doesn't matter what your industry is, doesn't matter what you do, we work with you. So what can I do for you? I can make your website more profitable fast. Okay, are we ready to get started? Let's do it. So let's talk about backlinks. Okay, and I'll just throw these up since they're in the wrong order. Top quality backlinking companies, I'm talking about other guys, not just us, they create backlinks on websites that are related to what you offer. There's a very big difference between a backlink on a web page that has nothing to do with you and a backlink on a web page that is about your industry, that is about what you do. Top quality backlinking websites are discerning enough to focus not just on putting backlinks anywhere, but focusing on putting them on pages that are related to what you offer. Okay? That's good. Those are the top 5% of all backlinking companies. Okay? Those companies might even offer press releases, which are large one-page articles that speak highly of you and backlink your website. Now, this is usually going to cost extra. And those companies do everything manually at high cost and often require that you sign an annual contract. But first, you have to find a top quality backlinking company. They're everywhere. How are you going to tell? See, the other 97% just suck. They don't do the job right. And it's not your fault if you choose wrong when you're trying to get backlinks. Most website owners don't have enough SEO awareness to know how to tell the difference anyway. But let's say you find one, a top quality backlinking company, one that you can pay by the month. They don't require an annual contract. And it sounds like, hey, ranking in the making, right? Well, sort of. See, you're going to climb up in rank. If they're worth their salt, you'll start to rank. But there's a problem. Your rank will drop off again the following month when you quit paying. That's the very problem. You'll get confused and call the company to ask them what happened. You'll say, my website did finally reach high rank a few months in, and I started to make great money, but then my rank started falling again the next month. Why? So, you pay, they backlink you, you rise, you quit paying, and then you start to drop. And so you call to say, what happened? And they'll tell you this. It's because your competitors won't lie down and die. As you rose up over them, they started losing free traffic and income. They checked and saw that it's because they're losing rank. So they created more backlinks to regain their own control again. So you need to buy even more backlinks each month to retain your footing at the top. This is why we offer a discounted annual contract, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That makes sense, right? But it's only half of the story. It's the half of the story the company wants you to hear. So let's talk about what's really happening, because knowing this changes everything. First, backlinks decay monthly. Google's going to see a ton of new web pages and links get posted every day. New web pages are more important than old ones. Existing web pages where the content gets changed are clearly manned. There's someone there. That's more valuable. Web pages that have not changed for a month are less favorable. Web pages with only new comments or new links are also less favorable. It's plug and play into static content on the web pages, right? Okay. Why do backlinks decay monthly? Google sees a ton of new content appear for every keyword every single second of every day. That's because most companies in all industries pay companies to create rapid fire contents with backlinks for them. So how can Google tell which content is good? Well, the answer is if no one comes back to adjust that content within a month or so, then Google figures it was a test that didn't work. In other words, it was content that didn't seem to do much for you because you didn't come back to improve upon it. So therefore, it lowers the score of that content dramatically. Okay? So when you put content out in January, by February, if no one's touched it again, it's starting to lose clout. It's going to lose the juice it provides your website. Okay? It'll still count. Google still show that it's there, but it's not worth as much anymore. Okay? Well, guess what? SEO companies never go back to update old backlinks. If they did, they'd lose you. What if when they put new backlinks out, they went to the old backlinks and changed them? So in January, they put out backlinks for you, but then you pay again February and they put out backlinks, but then they go back and update the January backlinks. Oh, then they refresh the strength on those older backlinks because now Google will realize that somebody's updated them, okay? That humans are there again. It doesn't matter how long humans were gone, but if they come back and start working on them now, that makes them stronger, okay? But if they did that, what would happen? Well, you'd start ranking much better, wouldn't you? Because now you have twice as much backlink value in play at the same time in February. See, that's the dirty little secret. In reality, the SEO companies never go back to update old backlinks. So a company who pays for 100 backlinks a month, I'm just throwing the number in the air, 100 backlinks or whatever, they're losing most of the value from last month's backlinks. So they're paying for 100 new backlinks to make up for the massive weakening of the backlinks they got last month. Does that make sense? If no one goes refresh old content, Google starts dismissing the value of it. It becomes old content. It was relevant then, not relevant anymore. No one's touching it, so obviously it's not important to anybody. Okay? So when you put out new backlinks now, it's to make up for the fact that you were losing rank then. Now, the company told you what? What did the company tell you again? It's because your competitors are creating more backlinks, right? Well, that's only half the story. Yeah, your competitors are creating more backlinks, and you are too, but everyone's backlinks are decaying every month, okay? So everyone's backlinks rise in January and then drop in February. They all pay for new backlinks in February, which die in March. They all pay for new backlinks in March, which die in April. Does that make sense? There is a little residual value built up over the course of time, but it is a tiny fraction of what it would be if the old content was attended to. Okay. Sorry if I'm getting you dizzy, just making sure this is clear. So this is the second part of that, right? Companies service your competitors, not just you, the guy next to you. Same company often, okay? So those companies who service you can streamline best by also serving your competitors, or at least rely on the activities of their own competitors to keep the game fixed against you. Let me explain each case. For a single company working on behalf of a stack of local competitors, it's easier to do the same kind of work for the same kind of clients. So they make backlinks for you on Monday, then for your competitor number one on Tuesday, another client of theirs, and then competitor number two of yours on Wednesday. So they use the same places. They put up links right underneath each other. You might, if you knew where they were putting the links and you went and checked, you'd see a link they put for you, then a link they put for your competitor right below it, then another link they put for the third competitor right below that. They're just adding them every couple of days or so to the same places, right? Very often, SEO guys do that. So as Google sees that daily activity, each of your rankings will rise and then drop like a roller coaster ride. So you're going to kind of cycle around each other in terms of freshness. Yours hit on Monday, making you the freshest. Then yours is starting to die while competitor one comes in on Tuesday. Then both of you are dying while competitor three comes in on Wednesday. So what happens? Your rank is rising and then dropping, rising and then dropping. That's my point. Now, it doesn't happen as fast as daily, but it does happen across months, for sure. Okay, the second case. Different backlinking companies are servicing the competitors. So let's say your competitor, or your company, your SEO company, makes backlinks for you on Monday. Then another company makes backlinks for your competitor on Tuesday, and yet another company makes backlinks for your other competitor on Wednesday. None of them are going to go back and refresh the backlinks, but all those backlinks are getting added, so they all keep you guys on this even keel. None of you is getting ahead of each other over the course of months. Unless what? Some of you want to pay more to get more backlinks at one time so you can outrank your competitors finally, just en masse. So the same end result occurs. As Google sees that daily activity, each of your rankings will rise and then drop like a roller coaster ride. Well, if each of your ranks rise and drop every month, guess who wins? The backlinking companies. They want those roller coaster rides because it forces their clients to pay monthly just to maintain the status quo. And if you want to rise higher, then pay more monthly. And for as long as you're not able to get out of that loop, they're able to subsidize their company from your profits with no end in sight. So without backlinks, you don't rank organically, so you probably have to pay for clicks to get sales. But with strong backlinks, you're subsidizing the SEO company from your profits with no end in sight. It's a painful choice, right? Well, we're the good guys, and today's your lucky day. So I'm going to break this off at this point, let you go ahead and refresh yourself, take a break. We're going to start to talk about solutions and how they really benefit you now, moving forward in 2021.